Hello everyone, my name is NewFlowerGirl, but you can call me Demi, and welcome to my first video on my story The Red Panda. You saw past Monday that there was supposed to be a Minecraft video, but there wasn't, and instead I'm doing a sort of behind the scenes of my story The Red Panda. So today I'm going to be explaining how I started with the story. I kind of explained it before, like a week ago, but yeah, a lot has changed since then, and I'm also going to talk about the original plan of the story. So that's why I have my little map here. This is where I wrote down basically how the beginning went, and then I changed it. But then I put it in my laptop and then it changed. So it basically started because I loved writing stories. And I always wrote stories on movies that I like. I once did one on Spider-Man. I haven't finished it yet. I haven't carried on with it since then. I have done one on The Hobbit, because I love The Hobbit, I love that movie. And I basically did a part 4 because there are 3 parts of it. And then I told my father, like, I'm doing this and this. And then he said, well, you should make one of your own design, because then you can publish it and you won't get copyright. So that was like in the evening. And then the next morning, on a Sunday morning, I woke up. And I was talking to myself, like, what would it be like if there was a superhero, just like Spider-Man, but then like a red panda? Because I love red pandas, if you did not know. That's why my skin is a red panda in Minecraft. That's why I have a few plushies from the red panda. And that's also why I started writing the story of the red panda. But yeah, then I realized, like, that's a great idea. I went downstairs, told my father, like, this and this and blah blah blah, red panda, blah 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 blah. And then he was like, yeah, that's a good idea. Go ahead, start with it. And then I made the story. Well, I made the drawings. So the main character is Kara Turner. I will go over all the different characters as well. Yeah. Basically, if you haven't seen my vlog, go ahead. It will be in the eye, right here, this side. Click the eye, and there you will go to the vlog. Yeah, the story basically started as what I read in my vlog, but the only thing that I changed about was this part. Over here it says, there she met another student. His name was Luca. Luca came from Queenstown. They bumped into each other and had a nice talk. I changed it to there she bumped into 2 other guys, Luca and Lando, because I wanted to bring back the Formula 1 to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So I did that. Yeah, at first it was they met in school. Next Monday, or the next day in school, Luca would just go up to Kyra and said, I have 2 tickets for the Australian Grand Prix, and I don't have anyone to go with me. Basically, in that. Also, what I changed is the fact that at first it was Kara's father. It was his birthday, and yeah, she invited Luca to come and just have a nice party and stuff. And then Kara's pet would ruin everything. Yeah. and that Luca would be super surprised about seeing a red panda, not in a forest or anything. Yeah. Yeah. And I did not do it. I did not finish the thing in here. Yeah, that's basically what I did at first. Basically a sketch, basically a first look at the story. But I changed it a lot since then. Like, at first the panda was a he, and the girl who is a red panda would be called Carla. But then I changed it to Kyra and made the red panda a she, and she would be called Carla. After Kyra's mom, of course. Yeah, it's basically how I started. I started with the story, and yeah, since then I have changed. Like, I've added so many things on. Like, Kyra's mom, she died in a car accident, and her father used to work in Wakanda, and after that explosion at the border of Wakanda, he nearly died from that explosion and retired from his work. He quit it, and yeah, they moved. Since then, they moved to New Zealand because it was all too much for Kyra's father. I still don't have a name for him. In the sketch, I had James, but I'm kind of thinking of a different name. So if you have a good suggestion for both the bad guys, for both the bad guy and Kyra's father, then leave it down in the comments. I will reply to all of them if you have a name suggestion, and I will just say thank you. I will write down and stuff. So yeah, be sure to leave it down in the comments. Yeah. Kyra's a big F1 fanatic, just like myself, because all the characters are based off me. Yeah, she went to every single race weekend, even the World Superbike, British Superbike, if they went to Silverstone. But it's basically in every circuit in England. And I only know Silverstone because of the MotoGP and Formula 1 and stuff. But she always went there. Every year, every time, every race, qualifying and practice. The first free practice she would watch in the car because then they were on their way. Yeah. There were a few things in the story that I didn't change. Basically, an old friend of Kyra, started to bully her, and she went to the same school as Kyra, so that sucks. If you, yeah, it sucks. It just sucks. Also, there's this point at the beginning of the story where she is at the locker, and they were talking about why she moved out of England, and she did not know because her father never told her. And while she was talking, she put her books into her locker, but a packet fell out of her backpack. Luca wanted to pick it up and wanted to open it, but Kyra said no, it's a memory from my mom, she died in a car accident. And yeah, the thing that I changed was that well, first of all, it was that the birthday party, but I changed it to just a normal normal dinner with friends, and yeah, they just went there. Yeah, they had their 3 pizzas. That's all I know. That's all I'm gonna say. And yeah, and the big twist is that Kara has the power of nature, and she can speak to animals about it. I said at the beginning of this video that it was about how I started, but basically I already covered that. So this video is about how I started and the character of Kyra. So Kyra is just a girl, 17 years old, just like me. Could be 16, I don't know. Yeah. Big fan of Formula 1, as I said. She's British, born in London. Yeah, she has a weak spot for red pandas and friends and family. And later in the story they talk about what Lucas what Lucas' weak spot is. I'll just go to that now, because I wrote that today. So yeah, I'll just read from the point afterwards, after what happened to George Russell. Because George Russell in the story gets a horrible accident. Not his fault, because he was leading the race and the red flag came late. He had to go around. So it was kind of the fault of the FIA to not do it earlier. Because if they did it earlier, then George was alright, didn't have any bruises, and did not have a broken up Williams. But yeah. Okay, so right here. It's basically the part where they realize what's going on, and that basically the point where they are saying we've got to do something. Midnight at Albert Park. That is the circuit of Australia, the street circuit. Kara sat on the inner curb at turn 1. Lucas sat down next to her. They sent George to the med center, just to be sure it's definitely okay, did he say. Kara looked at him and said, the FIA cancelled the season, seen as it was an attack on the drivers. They want them to be safe. Lando joined in. George only has bruises, nothing major, but his ego took a big hit. Then it's good the FIA cancelled this season, said Kara. Now he will have time to recover his ego from this scary moment. I also talked to the bad guy, said Lando. He said to me he wants that Panda back. If you give her to him, he will leave us all alone. No, said Kara, and she stood up. I am not gonna stop until all of those innocent pandas are free. That man is torturing them, putting them into cages, where they can barely move around in. Carla was in that position, but she was able to escape. Animals learn from each other. My father had found Carla is the mother of little pandas. Basically the point of this, my father used to study biology, nearly became a guy like, oh, I can't remember any of them. I can't remember any of them. Well, basically there's people who go out in the wild, catch animals and explain stuff about them. He nearly became one of those things. Oh my. I edited a video before this, and it's just done saving, so that was the ping. But yeah. So yeah, he studied biology, and he found it out. Well, basically, Kara nearly found it out because Carla said to her, like, I have babies. Yeah. Let me take a little sip. I'm drinking a lot of water recently because it's good for me. Let's carry on. Then they heard a beep sound. He escaped, said Luca. He's in the jungle in the Himalayas. Kara looked at Luca, then to Lando, and said, the habitat of the red pandas. He's gonna do something to them. We have to stop him. Kara, said Loki. Loki? I have Loki in my head. Watch Marvel movies. Said Luca. I will go with you. We don't know how long we'll need to save them. Lando must go back to his home. The FIA said so. It will be our guy in the chair, telling us where to go, what to do, and when to attack. Okay, said Kara. We'll leave early in the morning. No one has to know, and no one can be put in more danger than they already are. Kara and Luca went to get their suitcases for the next day. So basically, the guy in the chair is basically because I'm a big fan of the Spider-Man franchise, of the MCU, of course. Yeah. Then Ned wanted to be guy in the chair, so this time it will be Lando Norris. Okay. The next morning, they were all at Lando's house. Here, said Lando, and he gave something to Kara and Luca. With these you will hear me, even if you are on the other side of the globe, invisible to the bare eye. Kara looked at Lando and said, thank you. But then, a bit slower, thank you. Kind of like in that thing. I rented a boat, said Luca. It will bring us close to the Himalayas as it can. We'll have to walk the rest of it. Lando will guide us through the vegetation to the camp of the bad guy. When we reach the camp, said Kara, we will wait for Lando's call and we take them out. Then we set free all the pandas and make a run for it. Sounds good, said Lando. But if you want to be on time, you'll have to go now. Lando gave Luca a hug and Luca left. Kara wanted to follow him, but Lando stopped her. Kara, please be careful. I saw you hitting your foot against that wall. This is nothing, said Kara. If I feel good, then it's fine. Yeah, said Lando, and he put his hands on her shoulders. I just care about you. I don't want you to suffer. Lando, said Kara. She put her hands on Lando's hands. This suit is made out of vibranium. Bullets and knife will bounce right off without hurting me. Promise me, said Lando softly. Promise me you don't take off your suit when you're in that jungle. I promise, said Kara. Lando smiled and kissed Kara on the cheek. He stepped back. Kara left with Luca on the way to save the pandas. And that was it for today's video. It got cut a bit short. I will read the rest of it in the next video. So I'll just put a line over here, like down here, like this, for the next red panda behind the story. So yeah, I will carry on writing more. I've got a nice moment where Luca opens himself up, and yeah, where it actually shows that he cares about Kara more than Lando. But yeah, that will be for another episode of this. Next episode will be also, or just that part, and I'll be drawing Kyra because I already have two drawings of Kyra, but one of them is which I showed you before. The other one is with a suit on, but she also has the ability to, with a suit, to put on a mask, and I'm going to be drawing that mask. I already have the outline ready for next episode, so next episode we'll start with the story, and then we'll go on with Kyra. That part will be sped up just to keep it within within the 40 minutes, because only the podcast and the vlogs can be 40 minutes or longer on my channel. Yeah, that's it for now. Hope you enjoyed. If you have name suggestions for Kyra's father and the bad guy, leave them down in the comments below. Leave a like, subscribe, and yeah, I will see you guys later. Goodbye!